Our next presenter, Dr. Mark Rosenberg, is going to do a presentation that is truly near and dear to my personal life. Those of you who have attended my class, those of you who have watched me moderate, and those of you who have seen me lecture will see that I wear a band and I wear a cancer ribbon due to my own personal tragedies, which I won't share right now. Some of you have heard of it. Many of you have. Some of you have read my writings that I've written about. Cancer is very near and dear to me, and it's a combating demon and a devil, and sometimes we just don't know how to combat it. But it is a cause that I personally, wherever my life will take me, will choose to submit and to cherish and to honor for the rest of my natural life. Dr. Rosenberg studied the mechanisms of cancer treatment failure and following concepts that were blatantly apparent to him. And there's many substances that are toxic to the cancer cells in vitro. But what he tried to figure out that these therapies, however, are often more not prevalent in vivo inside the body. And the primary reason for the ineffectiveness of these tumors is proper blood flow. Improper blood flow can possibly increase the size of these tumors. And I won't steal his thunder, but I will share with you that I wish I had personally met Dr. Rosenberg a couple of years ago. And his fruitfulness and his education and his treatment may hopefully prevent some personal tragedies that I and millions of people go through each and every day. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Rosenberg.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for being here, everybody. During this lecture, of course, I'm not going to be getting into the mechanisms of cancer progression, nor am I going to get into cancer treatment, but we're going to be speaking about telomeres, aging, and disease. And there are some things that we can do right now, not only to slow the aging process, but extend maximum lifespan as well. So let's begin. I just want to make sure that my watch is set appropriately, because there's a lot of information here. We're going to start talking about telomeres, and just to back up again, you'll see that the telomeres are the caps on the end of the DNA. Telomerase is an enzyme that puts that cap back. What I want to start doing, because there is a lot of information, is I'm going to present a synopsis of my lecture. So anybody who wants to leave 5 minutes from now, at least you got the synopsis. So cells have a limited capacity to divide. And when a few telomeres become critically short, the cells enter a new phase called cellular replicative senescence. In a prospective population-based study, significant inverse correlations between baseline leukocyte telomere length and both cancer incidence and mortality were demonstrated, which emerged as independent of standard cancer risk factors. So what we're saying is shorter telomeres, increased incidence of cancer, increased mortality. Individuals with shorter leukocyte telomere length present a higher prevalence of cardiovascular risk factors and coronary artery lesions, a higher risk of cardiovascular mortality, and in particular of an acute myocardial infarction. Elevated markers of oxidative stress have been associated with shorter leukocyte telomere length. Telomere length has been shown to be significantly inversely correlated with lifetime depression duration. Leukocyte telomere shortening causes immunosenescence and impaired leukocyte function, which leads to increased inflammatory cytokine output, which then leads to increased oxidative stress, thereby promoting further leukocyte telomere length shortening. So you can see this becomes a vicious cycle. So basically, aging promotes aging. Interestingly, exercise has been shown to buffer the effects of chronic stress on leukocyte telomere shortening. Lymphocyte telomere length at age 60 was shown to be predictive of subsequent lifespan, with telomere lengths in the shortest quartile at age 60 having a 7- to 8-fold greater risk for dying of infection. By the transitive property, if elevated oxidative stress